Hello, fellow aquarium enthusiasts, and welcome to BAM! There it is, this episode of Logan's Aquatics. In today's episode, we're going to talk about sponge filters. So, stay tuned to this episode of Logan's Aquatics. Episode of Logan's Aquatics. Today we are talking about sponge filters. Okay, so this is your simple sponge filter. Alright, what you do is you would connect an air line. Let me take this tube off. You would connect an air line to here. Y'all see that? Alright, and usually there is an air stone, but this one doesn't come with an air stone. It comes with a tube that goes all the way through. So you connect the airline in, put this back up there, because this is the bubble diffuser, and what it does is it forces air down, which forces the air out of the sponge and pulls water in. So it traps like all the nasty detritus and all the other stuff. So it is very good for mechanical filtration, but it is also very good for your biological filtration. Okay, the biological filtration is your beneficial bacteria, your nitrifying bacteria. So what it does is it colonizes in this very porous surface, as you can see, and it just colonizes, and the bacteria removes the ammonia, turns it to nitrites, and then the nitrites get turned into nitrates from another strain of bacteria. So check out my nitrogen cycle video if you haven't checked that out already. But yeah, this is a simple sponge filter. They are really good for mechanical and biological filtration. They don't have any chemical filtration, so if you medicate your fish and stuff, it's good to always have either a hang on the back or another canister filter to where you can just like drop carbon in and everything else, because this does zero chemical filtration. It's just mechanical and biological. So that's the only drawback to sponge filters, is you don't get any chemical filtration, but you do, on the other hand, get a lot of biological and mechanical filtration. Okay, next, how often do you clean a sponge filter? Depends on whether the sponge is coarse or fine. The coarser the sponge is, the less often you gotta clean it out. Like I clean out my big sponge, which is when you stop seeing the bubbles flow, as often and as constant, but I clean it out every 2 to 3 weeks for the fine, but for the coarser ones I clean them out like maybe once a month. And how I do that is I just take the sponge apart. Come on, the sponge don't want to come apart. There we go. See? And you just slide the sponge off like that. And what I do, I take established tank water and I take the sponge and kind of just do this. Get all the nastiness and the gunk and the detritus out of the sponge. That's how I clean my sponge filters. Some people use tap water, but the only concern I have with using tap water is the fact that if it has chlorine or chloramine in it, it might kill off some of your beneficial bacteria. So that's the only issue I have with using tank water. So that about does it for this episode of Logan's Aquatics. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. And tell me why you did not like this video. Alright? So, this has been Logan's Aquatics. See y'all in the next video. Bam!